When you think of the FBI, you probably imagine a force that works tirelessly to protect the nation, ensuring justice and fairness. But what if the FBI is involved in much more than we know? What if there's a darker, more hidden side to this prestigious institution? Conspiracy theories surrounding the FBI have circulated for decades, and some of them are truly mind-blowing. From secret government cover-ups to involvement in high-profile political events, these theories might make you reconsider everything you thought you knew about the FBI. In this video, we'll dig deep into 10 of the most shocking FBI conspiracy theories that you might not have heard before. Get ready, because some of these revelations are enough to change the way you think about the government forever. 1. The FBI and the Assassination of JFK. One of the most widely debated conspiracy theories involving the FBI is the agency's alleged involvement in the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. JFK was killed in 1963, and many believe that the FBI not only had prior knowledge of the plot, but might have played a role in orchestrating it. The theory goes like this. Some suggest that JFK's progressive policies, especially his stance on civil rights and his plans to de-escalate the Vietnam War, made him a threat to certain factions within the government and the military-industrial complex. The FBI, under the leadership of J. Edgar Hoover, was believed to have been aware of plans to assassinate JFK but didn't intervene. Others believe that the FBI actively helped cover up the true events surrounding his murder to protect those involved. So, did the FBI play a role in one of the most shocking political murders in history? The truth may still be hidden in classified files. 2. COINTELPRO, the FBI's secret war on activists. In the 1960s and 70s, the FBI launched a covert operation called COINTELPRO counterintelligence program, which was aimed at spying on and disrupting political groups that were seen as subversive. These included civil rights organizations, black power movements, feminist groups, anti-Vietnam War activists, and others pushing for societal change. COINTELPRO was intended to sabotage groups like the Black Panther Party, the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, and even Martin Luther King Jr.'s movement. The FBI used surveillance, planted false information, and even sent threatening letters to try and undermine their efforts. It wasn't just about collecting information. It was about actively destroying movements that threatened the establishment. This secret war on American citizens raises a huge question. Was the FBI actively involved in suppressing the civil rights and political movements that fought for justice and equality? And how many other movements or activists did the FBI target in the name of national security? 3. The FBI and UFO Cover-Ups. For decades, people have claimed that the FBI, along with other government agencies, has been hiding evidence of UFOs and extraterrestrial life. The government's involvement in the secrecy around UFO sightings and alien encounters is often overlooked. But conspiracy theorists believe that the FBI has played a key role in covering up evidence of extraterrestrial life. The most famous case is the Roswell incident of 1947, where a supposed UFO crash took place in New Mexico. Official reports suggested it was a weather balloon, but many believe that the FBI, along with the U.S. military, has been hiding the truth about what really happened. There have been numerous claims that the FBI erased documents, altered files, and kept the public in the dark about UFO encounters for decades. So, what's the real story? Is the FBI hiding evidence of alien life? And if so, what would this revelation mean for the future of humanity? 4. FBI's connections to organized crime. The FBI has long been seen as the enemy of organized crime, but some theories suggest that the agency wasn't always as opposed to criminals as they claimed. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the FBI secretly worked with organized crime syndicates, turning a blind eye to their activities or even striking deals with them. One of the most well-known stories comes from the 1970s, when it was revealed that the FBI had been spying on and infiltrating the mafia. However, some theorists argue that the FBI was more involved with organized crime than they let on, even to the point of collaborating with certain criminal figures. These connections could have been made for the sake of gathering information or maintaining control, but if true, it would mean that the FBI might have been more corrupt than anyone imagined. If the FBI was working with criminals, how much of the war on crime was just a facade? And what does this say about the agency's true role in maintaining law and order? 5. The disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa, the famous labor leader, disappeared without a trace in 1975. While there have been numerous theories surrounding his disappearance, one of the most chilling ones is that the FBI was involved in covering it up or even playing a direct role in his disappearance. Some believe that Hoffa was involved in shady dealings with the mafia and that the FBI, in an effort to maintain control of the union, either orchestrated his disappearance or allowed it to happen in exchange for information. If the FBI was involved, it raises the question of how much the agency was willing to do to silence potential threats to their influence. Did the FBI silence Hoffa because he had become a liability? Or was he taken out by criminal forces with the agency's knowledge? The truth may never be fully revealed. 6. The FBI and the Black Power movement. The Black Power movement, which fought for the rights and empowerment of African Americans in the 1960s and 70s, was seen by many as a threat to the status quo. The FBI under J. Edgar Hoover had a history of targeting civil rights activists, and some believed that the FBI was deeply involved in the suppression of the Black Power movement. Figures like Malcolm X and the leaders of the Black Panther Party were subjects of FBI surveillance and infiltration. The agency used a combination of tactics, spying, spreading disinformation, and dividing the movement to weaken its influence. In some cases, the FBI even worked with local police forces to intimidate and silence Black Power leaders. The question remains, did the FBI work to undermine a movement that sought justice and equality? And how many more movements were targeted to prevent change? 7. The FBI and Watergate. The Watergate scandal of the 1970s is one of the most infamous political scandals in American history. It involved a break-in at the Democratic National Committee headquarters and led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon. While we know that the FBI was involved in investigating the break-in, some conspiracy theorists believe that the FBI was also involved in covering up the scandal. The theory goes that FBI agents loyal to Nixon helped cover up the details of the break-in, protecting the administration from scandal. Some believe that the FBI deliberately withheld information that would have exposed the true extent of the Nixon administration's role in the break-in and subsequent cover-up. If the FBI played a part in protecting Nixon, it would suggest that the agency was willing to compromise its integrity to protect the interests of the political elite. How many other political scandals have been hidden by the FBI? 8. The FBI's influence in Hollywood. The FBI's involvement in Hollywood is another conspiracy theory that raises eyebrows. Some believe that the FBI has been manipulating the portrayal of itself and its agents in movies and television shows. The idea is that the agency works with filmmakers to create a specific image of the FBI as a heroic force for good, hiding the darker truth about their real operations. This theory suggests that the FBI has worked closely with Hollywood to ensure that their portrayal in the media is positive and in line with their agenda. If this is true, it means that our perceptions of the FBI have been shaped by a narrative that the agency controls. So how much of what we know about the FBI is the result of carefully crafted propaganda? And what else might the FBI be hiding behind its public image? 9. The FBI and the murder of Martin Luther King Jr. The assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is another event that has sparked numerous conspiracy theories. Some believe that the FBI under J. Edgar Hoover was deeply involved in King's death. Hoover viewed King as a threat to the status quo and, according to some theories, may have played a role in orchestrating or facilitating the murder. Others believe that the FBI was involved in a cover-up after the assassination, hiding the true identity of the killer and preventing a full investigation. If the FBI had a hand in King's death, it would demonstrate just how far the agency was willing to go to silence leaders who challenged the system. Was King's assassination part of a larger conspiracy to suppress the civil rights movement? And if the FBI was involved, what does that say about their willingness to use violence to maintain control? 10. The FBI's knowledge of the 9/11 attacks. One of the most shocking conspiracy theories surrounding the FBI is the claim that the agency had prior knowledge of the 9/11 attacks but failed to act on it. The theory suggests that the FBI, along with other intelligence agencies, had intercepted communications or gathered information that pointed to an impending attack but chose not to act on it. If the FBI knew about 9/11 and failed to stop it, it would be one of the greatest betrayals in American history. What other intelligence have they overlooked or ignored? And what else might they be keeping from the public? The hidden truth. These FBI conspiracy theories are shocking, unsettling, and in some cases, incredibly difficult to ignore. Whether or not you believe in these theories, they challenge us to reconsider the way we view the FBI and its role in American history. Could there be a darker side to this agency that we don't know about? Which of these FBI conspiracy theories shocked you the most? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the FBI's secret history,